I've had the honor and privilege of being a dancer most of my life. My family are artistic scientists, so a lot of chemistry, nursing, medicine, um, metallurgical engineering type sciences and work. And everyone seemed to play an instrument. Everyone was dealing with some type of singing, and everyone dealt with some type of cultural traditional dance. I had the honor and privilege of being trained professionally in ballet, in tap, jazz, modern, specifically the Graham technique in modern, and of course exposed to West African dance in one respect. I have to give credence to the Diamano Kura traditional African arts ensemble. I have to give a shout out to Dr. Zachary of Senegal and his beloved wife, Naomi Ghetto Washington of Liberia. They were the instigators of making me go more into African traditional dance than dealing with Western contemporary forms. But they are, and in addition to that, they are the godparents of my firstborn. And so they were kind enough to guide me on knowing the meaning of steps, the meaning of the movements, the meaning of the songs, learning the lyrics in those traditional African languages, even if I didn't know the language as a part of my linguistic background, and helping me to get clarity on the importance of seeing dance as a form of communication and exchange, but also knowing that there's precision and there's discipline, and you don't just like boogaloo and do whatever you want, but there is actual precision and discipline and order, and it's a science to how we deal with traditional dance. And so fast forward, I've always been around different forms of dance in the Caribbean, being a daughter of the Caribbean, my family roots coming out of San Pedro de Macorís, República Dominicana, the Dominican Republic, and having family there and in St. Martin, and in that bounce of what I call, it wasn't just migration. It was people worked and treated the Caribbean like one continent, but it just happened to be water between the different spots. So there was a lot of exchange between our family in St. Martin, Aruba, Curacao, Guadeloupe, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico in particular, and a few other islands for other relatives, but the bulk were in those areas. So all of the dances, all of the music, all of the traditions, many of the customs, not all, I should say, but many of the customs were interwoven into the dance step styles that I had exposure to. So dance for me is a part of that life that allows me to express myself beyond words. And it doesn't limit my ability to just be completely open and to share my joy, my sorrow, my pain, my strength, my spirit in a very positive way. I do not use dance in the context of conjuring up things or to wish harm on anyone. But I find that I'm a revolutionary dancer. So it will give the appearance that I will be in a space of resistance. It's going to sound familiar, in liberation and upliftment and endurance. So I've been honored to be called the Bamboula Queen and a tradition keeper, a cultural tradition keeper of that form of dance and music and song for a while. More than I probably should say. And I'm very blessed. I have children. That's the personal part. Each of my children are, my sons and daughters drum and play percussion instruments and sing the, various songs and so forth. And they dance. And my sons have been kind enough to do the research and take it to a place where they learn not only the rhythmic dancing, but they learn the protective security martial arts stick fighting dance step styles as well, which is a part of the Bamboula. especially amongst the men folk. It's a tradition that's been kept in place for a while. So I'm very fortunate to have, a Nubi, Anua, a Karu, Anuka, a Nupata, a Numa'at, and a Nutmeri, right, 7, that have enveloped this expression, along with their Baba, Nisu Nepkara, to make it so, when our family performs, we perform as professionals, but we are family. But when we perform, everyone has their respective component of how they deal with their dance expression, down to the design of our set, down to the creation of the improvements to their drums, some which are made by us, some that we get from Africa and restring and recalibrate, recarve, so that they become part of this Bamboula harmonic kind of orientation through dance, through music, through song, and much more. Definitely in the spirit.